Good day, everybody. Please like the video and please subscribe to my channel. The topic for today's video is strings in C++ and uh, access specifiers in C++. So string is actually a one-dimensional array of character which can be terminated by a null character or /0. So string, when I'm working on string, I'm actually using different types of data types which are called the type of arrays. Okay. The following declaration and initialization create a string consisting of the word hello to all the natural characters at the end of the array. The size of the character array containing the string is more than the number of characters in the word hello. Char greeting 6 is equal to HELLOO. I'll give you with this demo. Let me work on one demo. Untitled one. This is a program of string which I have saved. And untitled 1 and untitled 2, these are the same programs, but the logic behind them is same, but the output is also same. So they are very close to each other. Include IO string, include C string using namespace std int main. So these are the header files in the C++. C string is for the string or in the C language. Using namespace std int main chars str1 10 is equal to Kunal. This is a first array of 10 elements. I am naming it Kunal. Char str2 10 is equal to world. So this is the second element of the str2 and it is of the type world. Char str3 10. So this is of the type. This is an empty array and it is of the third type. I am creating an empty array of the third type. Int length str copy str3 str1. So I am copying string 3 into string 1. I am copying third string into first string. Cout str copy str3 str1. I am copying third string into first string str3 and then I am outputting str3. So I'll highlight this concatenation of str1 and str2. Here I am doing concatenation of two strings, string first and string 2. So the output of that will be Kunal world. Cout strcat concatenate string concatenate str1 str2. So it is concatenation of string 1 and string 2. Length is equal to string length str1. It is taking the str1 str len, it is taking the length of the string 1. Cout str len str1. So it is taking the length of the string 1 which is the 10. Okay, I'll go to execute, I'll go to compile and run. So the output of that will be str copy str3 str1 Kunal strcat str1 str2 Kunal world str len str1 10. So this is the output of the string function. I'll take one more program as a demo. Include IO string, include string using namespace std int main str string str1 is equal to hello, string str2 is equal to world, string str3. So here what I am taking is I am taking string first hello, string string second world, string str3 int length str3 is equal to str1. I am taking string third str3 is equal to str1. Cout str3 str3. So this program and the previous program are totally same, but the only difference is that I am taking arrays in previous program. In this program I am not taking the arrays. In str3 is equal to str1. Cout str3 str3 handle. So this is the output of str3. str3 is equal to str1 plus str2. So third string is equal to string 1 plus string 2. Cout str1 plus str2 is equal to str3. So string 1 plus string 2 is equal to str3. Length is equal to str3 dot size. It is taking the length of the third string str3 length, that is the third length. str3 dot size. Cout str3 dot size length and tell. So it is taking the length of third string. I'll go to execute, I'll go to compile and run. It is compiling and giving me the output. hello world str3 dot size 10. I'll close it. And the different types of functions in string are string string cat, string concatenate, it is for concatenate second string into first string, strlen, this is for returning the length of the string, strcmp, it is for comparing the string if it is less than or one is less than two or one is greater than two, strch returns the pointer to the first occurrence of character ch in str1. str1 string str1 comma str2 returns a pointer to the first occurrence of str2 in str1, so it is returning a pointer of the first occurrence of str2 in str1 string 1. Now C++ access specifiers. What is an access specifier? It is of three different types: public, protected and private. Public means that members are accessible from outside the class. Private means that members cannot be accessed or viewed from outside the class. Protected means that members cannot be accessed from outside the class, however they can be accessed in inherited class. Protected means member cannot be accessed from outside the class, however they can be accessed in the inherited class. So that is your protected access specifier. The keyword public, private and protected are called the different types of the access specifiers. Until now we have only used public members of the class that are accessible from outside the class, and private members can only be accessed from within the class. The third specifier is called private, but it can be only accessed in the inherited class. Okay, now public inheritance. The public and protected members of the base class listed after the express specifier keep the members access in the derived class, while the private members of the base class are accessible to the derived class. Protected inheritance. The public and protected members of the base class listed after the express specifier are protected members of the derived class, while the private members of the base class are inaccessible to the derived class. Private inheritance. The public and protected members of the base class listed after the express specifier are private members of the derived class, while the private members of the base class are inaccessible to the derived class. I'll give you a demo of this. One more feature of the object-oriented programming language such as C++ is data hiding. Data hiding refers to restricting the access to data members of the class. This is to prevent the other functions and classes from tampering with the class data. However, it is also important to make some member functions and member data accessible so that hidden data can be manipulated indirectly. Public access specifier. The keyword public is used to create public members, data and functions. The public members are accessible from any part of the program. This is an example. If it is public, it can be declared outside. And it include IOStream using namespace std. Class sample, public elements, public int age, void display age, cout age is age, int main, bracket close, semicolon, int main, bracket open, cout, enter your age, cin ob1.age, ob1.display age, return 0. Private access modifier. The private keyword is used to create private members, data and functions. The private members can be accessed only from within the class. However, friend class and friend functions can access private members. Now this is the private access specifier. Include IOStream using namespace std, define class sample, private int age, public elements, public void display age, int age is equal to a, count age handle, int main obj1.count, enter your age, cin age input and pass age input as argument, ob1.display age input, return 0. Protected access modifier. Before we can learn about protected access specifier, we must know about the inheritance in C++. Inheritance, I will be talking about that in some another video. The protected keyword is used to create protected members, data and functions. The protected members can be accessed from within the class and from the derived class. Now this is an example of it. constructor I'll be talking in some another video about it. I'll give you a demo of public, private and protected over here. Access specifiers. Include IO string using namespace std class, my class, public int x, private int y. This program will give you error. Why? Because x is public. Okay, nothing wrong with it. Y is private. So it is private. It cannot be accessed from outside the class. It cannot be accessed from any other function also. Class I'm opening over here. Here, see this, and I'm closing the class over here. So here what is happening is that once I go outside the class, it will not be accessible. Int main my class my obj.x is equal to 25. Okay, nothing wrong with it. My obj.y is equal to 50. So here I am declaring it to be private y, so that is why it will not be accessible from outside the class. I'll go to execute, I'll go to compile and run. It will not be accessible. See, it is giving an error. This program will work. Include IO string using namespace std class base. Base is the name of the class. Private int x, protected int y. So x is private, y is protected, and public is z. Base x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, z is equal to 3. So x is 1, y is 2, z is 3. Class derive private base. So I am taking a drive class and I am calling it private, public void show data cout. X is not accessible, value y is y and l, value of z is z and l. Okay, so derive a dot show data, return 0. I'll go to compile and run. X is not accessible, value of y is 2, value of z is 3. Include IO string using namespace std class employee protected int salary. So class employee by default it is a public class protected int salary. This is a private type. Class programmer public employee public int bonus. So class programmer public employee. So this is a derived class. Public employee public int bonus void set salary int s. Salary is equal to s. S is a variable which I am declaring over here. Int get salary, return salary. Int returns. Okay, so this is a this is a get salary is a function over here. Int main programmer my obj dot get salary. My obj dot get salary is my obj dot set salary is an object. My obj dot bonus is an object. So here what is happening is that I am declaring two objects over here. Cout salary is my obj dot set salary, that will be 50,000. Cout bonus is my obj dot bonus, that will be 15,000. So the output of this program is that I'll show you the output. Salary is 50,000 and bonus is 15,000. I'll show you the output. There we are. Thanks a lot for watching and good day.